Welcome to Coffee Pod number 3, On the Tools. Okay, so I'm going to go back to 2005 now. It was quite an eventful year for me. Not only was it the birth of my firstborn, my daughter, it was also an eventful year in general. 2005, Liverpool won the Champions League. Yes. That plays a bit of a role in these stories I'm going to tell you now. So the first one, at the time I didn't have any business, so I was a contractor. I specialised in wood floors. I did a little bit of carpet, but I didn't really. I'd get more carpet specialists in for that, but the odd bedroom I'd do for my dad's firm and stuff like that. I
can verify that. He was very good at laying wooden floors.
So yeah, I was a nail gun for hire as a contractor.
Nail gun.
Wasn't a hitman, I was just a contractor. My dad said, can you do this big bedroom carpet up in Bootle? It's like this big old house. So I said, yeah, okay. So loaded the van, made me way up there. I think it was a Saturday. Get there about 10 o'clock, something like that. Go in, guy gives me a hand up with the carpet, prep the room, that. He said, I'll stay in here and I'll talk to you. So he sits on this big bay window and I'm like stretching the carpet onto the grippers.
Can I just ask you a question? Did he have clothes on?
He had clothes on, yeah. Okay. So anyway, I'm fitting the carpet. So I'm going along, like scoring the edge of it, ready to cut it in. And he's just chatting away to me. Then all of a sudden, he comes behind me and he gets me in a bear hug.
Wasn't Paper Lackey, was it?
And I'm like, what's he doing? And I'm just stuck in this moment thinking, what am I going to do? This fella's got me in a bear hug.
Axminster Lackey.
And then the next thing, he throws me across the other side of the room. And I'm like, I wake up like sort of dazed on the floor and I look up and he's still on the windowsill behind me. And he goes to me, are you all right? And I said, and I went, why would I? And then he just burst out laughing. He was laughing his head off and he was still sitting on the windowsill. He actually didn't move. What had happened is, as I was going along, scoring the carpet, there was a wire sticking under the plug at Swin and Earth. And obviously they didn't have a tip switch on the Alecky. I'd stuck the knife into the wire and it just, like time stood still. Honest to God. And I was like obviously tense like I was in a bear hug. So that was the first time I got electrocuted.
I've actually had something like that happen to me. I was working doing security with a mate of mine on Elsinore Heights. Yeah. We used to go in overnight with he'd bring his telly and I'd bring a DVD or a video player. I can't remember what it was. So anyway, everything's all plugged in. But the way it was done, there was for everything else, everything was just wired to a single plug that had no back in it. And I just remember my mate turning around and said, listen, just be dead careful with that. Don't touch it. And I went, yeah, I won't. And I just knocked it and it flew me from one side of the office to the other. My hands felt like something off an Acme Roadrunner cartoon. They were just throbbing and massive.
No. So before I move on to the next On the Tools story, I did get electrocuted the same year in a different type of way though. So Justina bought one of these Slim Jims. Do you remember them? They were all the rage. It was sort of pads that you stuck on yourself.
Yeah, that would flex your muscles where you'd be bent double.
So I come in and she's like, oh look, I've got this thing. So I give that here and I put it on my chest muscles, right? I didn't read the small print, by the way, which said, do not put by your heart. So I put the... I've put the two things on me pectoral muscles, these two sticky pads.
On your man tits?
Yeah, on my man boobs. And I've switched it on and it has a pulse, for repetition. So it's got one for voltage and one for repetition. So I'm my boobs are moving up I'm Cupid Pete, it's doing a little dance, jumping up just slow every now and again. And Justine goes, you're doing that on purpose, aren't you? That's not the machine doing it because I was the guinea pig. And I went, no, look, watch. So we whacked up what I thought was the repetitions, but it was the voltage. And next thing I just went into an attack and fell on the floor. It dropped me like a brick, honest to God. And she's laughing her head off. She's laughing her head off, rolling around on the floor, and I'm crawling towards this this unit to switch it off.
I'm gonna die.
I just got there and switched it off, but it went again. And I was like, why didn't you switch it off? I couldn't. I was just laughing my head off too much. So anyway, back onto On the Tools. So it's 2005. I've been asked by this guy to run a site. It's over the water and it's this big school conversion. So do you remember the old schools like we used to go to?
Yeah.
And like you had big long windows in them, big long corridors. So what they come up with this system of turning the big old classrooms into apartments with like a mezzanine bedroom in them. So they'd supplied all the carpets and all the flooring, and we had teams going in, a few lads doing the carpets, a few lads doing the wood with me. So anyway, a lot of the lads went to Istanbul to watch the Liverpool game, so I was left on site. So I got these out-of-towners who knew, a bit rough and ready, like, but they weren't bad fitters. I'm working away in one of the rooms, the site's on, like, hardly anyone's there, because like that night it's the Champions League final. So I'm just working away. The next thing in comes one of the carpet fitters with a foot-long dildo, like off American Pie. Go, wait, look what I've found. So, like, some of the apartments were already
it's
done.
It's the type of thing that you just find lying around anywhere, isn't it?
So, some of the apartments were already done, and they had to replace a carpet that had a fault in this girl's apartment. She was a lovely-looking girl, blonde hair. She had one of them new minis at the time. They were just out. So she'd gone out. So this poor girl's forgot about a flexible friend that she's left under the bed. And obviously these morons have found it. So I'm like, listen, put it back. I don't want to know, you know what I mean? That's bad. Go fix the carpet, put the thing back. And like, I want nothing to do with it. So I'm working away and all that, and it's gone dead quiet. So I'm like, I walk in the room, and like they're all sitting there, and they found the tape she'd been watching. You know, the plumbers come round, one of them type of tapes. And obviously...
No, actually, I don't. I'm a good Catholic.
He's sitting there in the middle with this flexible friend waffling it round.
His lightsaber.
Yeah, while the two of them are watching this porno on the telly. And I'm like, what are you doing? The girl's going to come in any minute. At that point, the playground that had been converted into a car park, the Mini pulls up right in front of the window. Everyone scatters everywhere. And I'm like, oh my God, I've got to get caught. I fly in my room, start working. They all scramble back. Anyway, long story short, nothing happens. She didn't see anything. It's like, you know, I must admit, this is nothing to do with my business whatsoever. I don't endorse it. So she like comes back in. They fix the carpets. They get out. They go home. I'm staying on. I had to lock the site up. I'm walking out with my tools. And like, they've done this big hall carpet. It's in like a big navy blue. And as I'm walking past this girl's apartment, I just glanced down and they'd wrote in chalk on the floor, I know. And I'm like that, rubbing it off with me foot, thinking, oh God, this poor girl's going to see it. She's going to be kicking off at me. I'm on the site on my own. Anyway, I got away with it, and that was that. So that was on the tools this week.
The lesson is, if you find a dildo, leave it alone.
Yeah, leave it alone. Or ask the person, as some of our fitters have said now, there's something in your bedroom. Can you please move it? That's what they've done on many occasions.
The shame.
Yeah, I'd like to say thanks for listening to the Coffee Pods. And next week, we've got a Christmas special coming out as well. So,
ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho. Green Giant. Look out for the Christmas one next week, guys.
Look forward to it.
See you then.